Charles Moon, stock strategist at Prosper Trading Academy. How would you approach an example trade here? We hear Melius seeing a 310 value for this stock, which is currently at 340. What would you do with an example trade here today? How do you feel?
Yeah, being this close to their key 52-week low, especially being reactionary on Thursday where they bounced and they're trying to bounce it again. This is certainly kind of the line being drawn in the sand by Wall Street. So really what I'm looking at here is I'm looking for a pretty explosive move in the near term. I'm looking at an out of the money strangle for August 22nd. I'm looking to buy the 362 half calls and buy the 320 put spread for 370 or less. Now you should be able to get it under 360. I'm only going to give this trade about 5 days. I'm actually expecting this reaction, either a breakdown below this level or a strong short covering rally really quickly. We don't want too much theta exposure on this signal. And again, if it's not really working out by the end of the week, it's probably going to grind around. This is eerily similar to a stock which has nothing to do with the name, but has a lot to do with a lot of retail investor and Wall Street demand. It's Lulu. Lulu retested their 52-week lows, broke, and then absolutely just started melting down. That's something that I could see happening to Adobe. A lot of the negative sentiment is around AI, with ChatGPT, with the new Grok, and certainly a lot of these other AI kind of platforms that could replicate and do a lot of the work that Adobe can. This is really where kind of sentiment has said, well, why would, people pay for enterprise services or these external services for Adobe when they could just have these programs kind of replicate or help out what they need for either graphic design or production. So this is something where we're really on the cusp of either seeing a make or break moment with the strong bounce or a absolute obliteration for the next month or so.
Well, okay, we'll wait and see. I mean, we were talking about what's going on with some of the other names here, and the sell rating obviously is not something shareholders want to see today. What are your big picture thoughts on the market action as stocks have been trying to go higher, though now they're somewhat mixed after a winning week last week, and crypto has taken off. I'm also seeing a crypto exchange bullish, a planned IPO. So we'll have something more in the crypto world to talk. That's the name of the crypto exchange, bullish.
Yeah.
Planned IPO between $32 and $33 price IPO. So we'll watch for something like that as well. Big picture on your part?
Well, crypto and just generally speaking, not just crypto, but Bitcoin and the markets kind of coincide here. If Bitcoin remains healthy, the market's generally healthy. I think a big propellant to that is going to be Apple. Will Apple's dominance continue? Will they make that push for 250 and beyond? Will they be looking to test their 52-week highs? I think the biggest hurdle was getting above that 200-day moving average. Once they did, look at how explosive Apple was on Friday. So, it really is keyed in on two names, in my opinion. NVIDIA, with some of the negative sentiment here because of the China news. But more importantly, again, with Apple still breaking free, if those two start to rise, it's going to be really tough for this market to roll, especially in relation to the NASDAQ. So, what I've seen here is that cloud has started unraveling a bit. Names like Snowflake, Datadog really starting to break down pretty hard here. I'm not sure if that's, largely attributed to the cybersecurity sector, where Fortinet earnings was pretty horrific. The stock was down huge off of their earnings report, which weighed on the sector, of course. So I don't know if that's tied in or if it's just a risk-off move with money being rotated. But overall, if we start seeing cloud rebound back, we start seeing NVIDIA and Apple start to regain their dominance, it's going to be really difficult for this market to really pull back outside of news. If we're, in an environment where we're pretty free from either conflict news or trade news, we should be moving up. We've been trending up. We've been performing really well. Again, market sentiment has been really bullish overall. Are we frothy? Yes, but we've been frothy for years and years and years, and we continue to push. And again, with the Mag 7 names, these mega cap players with their weightings, it's really difficult for these markets to roll if they're going to go up.
All right. Well, thank you, Charles Moon, Prosper Trading Academy. It's great to see you. Really appreciate it.